Girl, you just did it. I get it, man. Fuck all that talking. Take shots to the kidney. Down payment on a Jaguar. Your roommate got credit. 12 months on the lease, that's a come up, baby.
I'm Steve Gaunt.
And I'm Noah Patrick Hunt III.
And this is Last Take.
Girl, you just did it. I get it, man. Fuck all that talking. Take shots to the kidney. Down payment on a Jaguar. Your roommate got credit. 12 months on the lease, that's a come up, baby. Don't you ever forget.
Alright, our first guest for the day.
And this is a special guest right here.
Our sports analysis, Dylan P. Landis.
And another guest here today. We got two. Not just one, two. Mike Johnson. Alright, so how's everyone doing today? How are you doing, Mike?
Pretty good.
Yeah? You ready for some business?
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Yeah, well, we already shook hands. Let's do it again. Alright, first topic today. Kobe Bryant last night, he passes Michael Jordan for third all-time scoring behind Karl Malone and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's get started, but we'll start with you, Dylan. What do you opinions on that? And
I think he's one of the best of all time, top 5 easily. I mean, just proves he's a great player. I mean, passes Michael Jordan. That's a pretty great accomplishment. I mean, what else can I say about it?
Yeah. All right, Mike.
Well, all these people say that, oh, Kobe Bryant doesn't pass. Kobe Bryant is a dynamic scorer. He gets assists. He does everything. He gets blocks. He plays defense. He's an amazing player. I think I agree with Dylan. He's definitely a top 5.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
All right. Yeah. What about you, Noah?
I believe that the Timberwolves held him to a professional level and gave him the right amount of gratitude. And I think he is a great player, and I think he's one of the greatest.
Yeah, I think what he did last night is just truly fantastic, and this could put him even in the top 3 of all time. You can mix him in with Michael Jordan and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the rest of them. All right. So speaking of that, do you think he could be the greatest of all time with this accomplishment?
I mean, before this, MJ was set out to be the GOAT. So, I mean, it's putting him at high standards for his sport and all the sports mecca world. I mean,
yeah, I think honestly, no matter what, I don't care how many points Kobe Bryant scores in his career. I think Michael Jordan is still the greatest of all time, and I don't think anyone will ever surpass that. I think LeBron has a chance, but he'll need to win a lot more titles for that to be a true discussion.
Kobe Bryant's the best player of all time. Hands down.
What? Bitch, what?
I'm being serious.
Alright, come on, elaborate on that.
I mean, just think, by the end of his career, he's got at least 2 more years left. He's going to have way more points than Jordan will have. He's a better passer. He could, I think he's a better passer. I think Michael has him on defense. I think he has him on defense, but I think he's a better, more dynamic scorer and more complete player, if you look at it, and he's been doing it for a long time. So.
Oh, you, Mike, do you think?
Well, I agree with Dylan on the dynamic scorer, and he's a great passer, but I still think MJ is going to be the best of all time.
Yeah,
I think Kobe comes close, but MJ's still the best.
only for what he's done.
Yeah. And it's truly difficult. I cannot see him passing Karl Malone at all. He's more than 6,000 points away from surpassing Karl Malone for being second. So it'll be tough. It'll be tough. So now with all this, do you think he is the best player in the NBA with this
Right now?
accomplishment? Yeah, right now.
No.
Right now.
Nope.
No.
Do you think you can put him in the top 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
The top 5? I don't think he's a top 5. I don't think he's a top 10 player in the NBA right now. He's not a top 10 player right now.
Steve, I hear you talking, all I hear is bullshit. Okay. Kobe Bryant, easily top 5. He's an amazing player. He's had an amazing career. Right now, he's
No,
doing great.
no,
He's
the
doing
top
great.
5 right now.
Steve.
The top 5 right now.
I'm telling you right now.
See, right now, he's
Yeah.
the best scorer in the league, points per game.
The top 5 players right now: LeBron James, Kevin Durant,
Not arguing that.
Anthony
Kevin
Davis,
Durant.
Steph Curry. You got
James Harden.
James
He's
Harden.
definitely better than James.
James
Harden.
Harden. No, James Harden is the
Right
best
there out of your
shooting
list,
guard
I
in
could
the-
definitely knock out James Harden and Kevin Durant right there.
What?
Kevin Durant
Whoa,
coming off the injury.
what?
Coming off the
No,
injury right
hell
there.
no.
Coming off the
I'm telling
injury
you,
right
coming
now.
off the injury right now, Kobe's a better player.
Well,
Kobe's
yeah, because he
playing
came
better.
back from an injury.
Steve,
He's
yeah, you
still
said right
But
now.
you still put him higher than Kobe Bryant coming off an injury. How is that possible? How is he higher right now better, Kobe Bryant, if he just came off an injury and he's only played what? How many games?
Like 3, 4.
How is he higher than Kobe? Would you like to-
Because
he did say right now. You didn't
Right
say
now, this
right
very
now,
second.
Right
Right
now. If you're judging him right
The-
now,
the-
this very second.
5-1. No, 6-1. 6-1, 7-1 without. With Kevin Durant back.
Now, would
So-
you agree that Oklahoma City is a better team than the Lakers?
Yes. No,
Yeah.
no doubt.
There you go.
You'd be a fucking moron.
There you go. They're 6-1 with their leading scorer back, and they have Russell Westbrook. Kobe, I'm not gonna say he carries the team,
He
but
does.
he's
He-
hands
he-
down the best on the team. They have OKC has Serge Ibaka putting up some points. They've got Russell Westbrook.
Since we're talking about basketball, and Kevin Durant, do you see him when he played the Philadelphia 76ers? Do you see that? You watch that game? The Sixers.
Yes.
You watch that game?
All I gotta say is Nerlens block list. He's on it. His name's on it.
The shots.
How many points did he score that game? Do you know?
Scored 10.
Against the Sixers.
Yeah.
And he's ranked higher than Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Because the impact he's making with that team, it just, I don't think anyone can make a better impact on a team than Kevin Durant.
Okay.
All right, when we get back, we will talk about, is Johnny Manziel really money? And we're back to last take. So, everyone who's sitting with me today, is Johnny Manziel a big deal? I mean, the real deal in the league.
You did all.
So do you know?
I think the bullshit that he does in college, what he did at Texas A&M in that non-pro style offense, isn't what the NFL's ready for. I don't think he's ready for the NFL, and I don't think the NFL's ready for him. You can't just go in and throw off the back foot 90% of your throws.
Yeah, you can't.
And you can't do that stupid lob shit. You just can't. It's kind of.
It's just,
I don't know. You can't do it. It's
childish.
you won't get away with it. It's
For
childish.
this For this game, it's childish.
Especially
You're not
against the
gonna get away with
Bengals defense. I mean, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, he did face a Bengals defense, which isn't bad. It's a little bit above average. I mean, but in a big game like this, and for all that he's hyped up to be, I think he should have came through. And you can say he needed more time to gain experience. You can say that. Anyone can. But I think he needed to step up that game, and I think this is a really bad start. I will give him the benefit of the doubt, though, and say it's just one game. Next game is a fresh start, but I'm not surprised right now.
They need to get this
They
win.
needed that game.
He needs to play.
They needed that game.
Yeah, they need the Johnny Manziel that they drafted.
Like I said yesterday when we were talking about it, it's his first. It was his first start, right? His first start.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of a playoff race where the Browns are expecting him to win 3 straight games and take them to the playoffs. That's got to be tough on a player, especially a rookie quarterback who hasn't made an NFL start, and going against a Bengals defense, which is, I mean, it's above, like you said, above average defense. So, I mean, I'd give him a break. I mean, he didn't play good. He threw 2 interceptions, and that stuff off the back.
80 yards.
Yeah, and that stuff off the back foot's not going to work. But
And
I think
lobbing it
I
up.
think he can fix it, and I think he can make plays. He's a great improviser. I think he's.
It's not going to get him a starting job on any other team with that.
Let's also talk about the guy who had the starting job, Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer would have got the job done.
He's the biggest waste of space I've ever seen.
No, Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer went to Cincinnati and beat them.
Look up on your
Driving
please,
down the
humor me.
field.
After this is over, please look on. If you can look it up on your phone. Terrence West and Isaiah Crowe led that. You said he led them down the field. No, he did.
Yeah.
No, the running game. The run
He had
game.
more than 80 yards. He had more than 80 yards. I'll tell you that.
Okay, that
And he
doesn't-
won the game. He won the game, which
Yeah.
is the most
Less
important thing in
interceptions,
the
better QBR.
I'm talking the run game though. Look at the run game. They had almost 200 yards
It's
combined.
the same run game,
Yeah, it's the
except without Ben Tate.
They had a great day. The run game was okay yesterday.
Same
it wasn't doing that. The run game
Is that
was
Johnny
silent.
Manziel's fault?
The run game was silent. The pass game was silent. The defense couldn't stop a thing. It was pathetic. It was a terrible
But
performance.
we're not talking about just the
By
Browns. We're
Steve,
talking about
Steve,
Manziel.
Listen up, you're being a dipshit right now. How are you going to say that the defense was bad and they lost the game, but it's Manziel's fault and Brian Hoyer did bad?
No, I'm not saying it's all
That's what you're
Manziel's
saying.
fault.
That's
He
what I'm
played
hearing.
terrible.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm saying you got to give the kids.
I'm saying
you got to give them a break.
The offense for this Cleveland Browns runs better with Manziel not at quarterback.
Manziel first start. So what? Oh, he doesn't have a great game. He's not fucking Tom Brady.
Yeah,
He's not going to have an amazing game.
It wasn't
He's
a
not gonna
bad
throw
game.
300
It wasn't
yards.
a terrible game. It was
I
a
mean,
horrible game.
Horrible?
It was
Was
disgusting.
it a horrible game?
Was it a
Watching that
horrible
game,
game?
watching that game totally disgusted me. I wanted to throw up watching that game.
Well, at least Johnny Manziel has some potential. I'm telling you, Brian
He's too
Hoyer.
small.
Brian
He's
Hoyer's
too
going to
All
go.
small.
We talked about this yesterday.
He is too small.
Do you know who else is 6 foot?
Russell
Drew Brees.
Wilson.
Drew Brees. You know who else is and he's taller than Russell Wilson. And you say, oh, he has a better body type. He weighs more than Russell
Yeah,
Wilson.
but
Well,
he's
what does that do with the
stronger.
body type?
Stronger, though. He's stronger. He's built more.
He's
Not,
firm.
not by
But-
weight.
But I'm talking about, you said he's too, I don't even know what you were saying about Manziel, but he's too tiny. But he's as tall as Drew Brees. And look what Drew Brees did.
But Drew Brees, there's a difference between what Drew Brees does in his position in the Saints at quarterback than what Johnny Manziel does in the Cleveland Browns
Well,
organization.
yeah, because he only has
And-
one game under his belt. One full star under his belt. Drew Brees has been playing for years now.
All I'm saying is,
He has time to get better. I mean,
he does have time, but he also has time to prove himself worse.
I understand that, but like I keep on saying, I'm going to keep on saying it. He's in the middle of that playoff race, and he's in the middle of a playoff race, and
You
he's
guys
got to
don't know
win.
what you're talking
He's
about.
Mike Pettine's basically saying, "All right, kid, go out there and win 3 straight games without
Well,
having a
that's
single
what
snap."
they're asking
That's
for.
another thing.
That's
That's
what
another
they're
thing
asking
that
for.
puts. I mean, I am pro Brian Hoyer, but I mean, when you set yourself in the Browns organization, I mean, Mike Pettine's a fucktard. I mean, we can all agree on that. He is a fucktard.
Worst
He
coach in
get
the NFL.
Did you and
worst
also
coach in the NFL.
talking about Brian Hoyer? Did you happen to watch him like the past 5-6 games?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. How many touchdowns?
I mean,
0, but
How many
still
interceptions?
Still let them down the
They
field.
they dropped 3
to
straight
score
games.
points.
He dropped 3 straight games. How many interceptions did he throw?
8.
I can't even wrap my mind around that.
8
That's
in
so
like 5 games.
yeah, that's bad. And no touchdowns to even it out at all. That's
I
terrible.
mean,
But he's still leading them down
I
the
mean-
field with points.
Horrible.
He's scoring points for them.
I mean-
He's not scoring points.
well,
or running back
he's
this
driving
year.
them down the
I
score
mean-
points.
Yeah, but then he's blowing the
If you
drive by
look
throwing
at
an
it,
interception.
I mean, and another thing that you could argue with Johnny Manziel is the same thing that we're arguing with Brian Hoyer. Is that the receivers cannot catch the
Yes,
ball.
I mean,
they
they-
cannot
they-
catch the ball.
And that's for Brian Hoyer's sake. The receivers are terrible. I mean,
And the thing I was getting to yesterday, Brian Hoyer does tend to struggle with throwing outside his pre-play route.
Yeah.
You can tell
that he's set on our target. He's
yeah,
set on
before the
target.
plays even snaps, before he even
But I mean,
it's just.
but a quarterback that kind of does that when I see it is Matt Stafford. Even without Calvin, he was doing that, and he had success with it. So it's possible to build around that. It's, you know,
I mean, it's just bad how their receivers. It's just terrible.
Johnny Manziel, gotta give him time. Obviously, the coach saw that he has more potential than Brian Hoyer, or else he wouldn't have started him over him. He has more potential. He's gonna be better. He's gonna be a way better quarterback than Brian Hoyer.
But for
ever
the
was.
sake of
that's
his job the Browns'
For the sake
future.
of Brian Hoyer's job and Brian Hoyer's future, he's going to get kicked off the fucking team.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Brian Hoyer's worth
Because
the money that he's
Manziel is a
asking
way better
for. He is
quarterback.
worth the money he's asking for.
And Manziel is going to turn out to be a way better quarterback. That's all I got to say.
I can't see it.
I can.
Just think,
I'm
for
not even
Manziel,
gonna
this
say
was
it.
his week 1. For every other rookie quarterback, I mean, Bridgewater didn't start at the beginning of the season. I don't think either.
Derek Carr,
Yeah,
Derek Carr.
I mean,
Bortles did.
yeah, Bortles didn't. None of them really
And
started off.
Derek Carr started
But
first.
the thing is,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, but the thing is, they're all thrown in week 1 where you have time to make mistakes, and if you make mistakes, you can fix them. Now where Manziel is, every throw, every decision, everything it matters. You know, he doesn't really have time to fix it because he only has 2 games left. I mean, he doesn't. The pressure's on when you're in this situation as a rookie quarterback. So I mean, you gotta understand.
I mean, he definitely isn't the worst number 6 in the league. I mean, look at Jay Cutler.
And with
That's
Geno
true.
Smith, and with Geno,
That
and
is
with,
true.
and with Geno Smith saying he's showing flashes of Pro Bowl. Are you kidding me? He's the worst quarterback I've ever seen.
No, Jay Cutler's pretty bad.
I'd take
When
Cutler
you
over
look-
him
Talk
Geno.
about
When
Mike
you
Vick.
when you look at the targets he has, how can you fail in that situation? When you look at the targets,
That's a discussion for a different day of last take.
A different time. Maybe that'll be one of our topics next episode. Moving on. Well, does anyone have any last comments before we move on?
Brian Hoyer's a fuckboy.
No.
Hail Manziel.
No.
That's all I got to say.
That's obviously not working out. That right there, that's obviously more towards the other team. Coming up next, we will recap the Dallas Cowboys-Philadelphia Eagles game when we get back. And we're back on Last Take. And here's the first question. How about them Cowboys? Yeah! Now ahead in the division by 1 game, and they own the tiebreaker. And it's looking really good for the Cowboys season. Mike, let's start with you. How do you feel right now? I know you obviously don't look too happy.
Well, Eagles played a bad game. Cowboys.
Sanchez played a bad
Mark
game.
Sanchez did play a bad game. Cowboys suck dick. That's all I gotta say.
Scoreboard.
I
mean, here.
Scoreboard,
I don't want to get
Yep.
mad. I'm not gonna say anything else except the Cowboys are trash.
How? Please elaborate how they're
All right.
trash.
Well, all right. As I remember, at last episode of Last Take, Barry Church is the best safety in the league, right? Where's he at? Where's he at, Steve?
I
Where's Barry
never
Church
said it was the
right
best
now?
safety. I said he had to play elite.
Oh.
He played a good game.
He's not even in the top 10.
He's
Steve.
terrible.
Yes.
He's terrible.
not.
Different
No,
How do you
conversation.
run into your own
Yeah.
players?
Different conversation. Talk about the Eagles Cowboys.
All right.
Yeah, and here, Barry Church, he did his job. He held the pass game when he was in.
When he was in.
He,
When he was in.
he played a
see
great
that?
game.
You see
8
that?
tackles.
You see that Macklin catch where he ran for 70 yards on one play? Where was Church on that play?
It was on the
Where
wrong
was-
side of
where
the
was
field.
he?
That was
Where
J.J.
was he at?
Wilcox.
Where was-
That
where
was
was he?
I
J.J.
thought
Wilcox.
J.J. Wilcox made the most dynamic backfield.
I thought, but if Church was elite, he would have tried to make that play.
Yeah, but
I
how
saw-
are you going to make a
I was-
play from the other side of the
I was
field?
at the game. I was looking over there. He was standing there with his hands in his pockets. He looked. I mean,
No, here. How are you
We're
going to
not
make
talking
a
about- we're not
play
talking about
from
Barry
the
Church.
other
we're
side
not
of
talking
the
about Barry
field?
Church.
Yeah, I don't
And-
want to say
Well,
anything.
whatever. Who cares?
Ready?
The Cowboys won the game. All right, now.
All right. So I'm gonna say the same thing that I said to fuckboy Don, right?
Fuck.
Don, you're gonna be watching this
Don,
tomorrow.
you are
I
a
know.
fuckboy, fat ass
Yeah.
piece of shit.
That's for you, Don.
All right, screw you, Don.
Sid's a fuckboy.
Sid is a fuckboy. He is.
At the end of the day, at the end of the playoff race, the Eagles most likely will make it in because the Lions have a hard schedule coming up.
Yeah, and Seattle has Arizona coming to town
Yeah,
with Larry Fitz,
Michael Floyd,
Michael Floyd. Yep. and
their
those
defense.
boys.
And those boys.
But at the end of the day, who will be laughing? Well, the team that's facing the Green Bay Packers at home, where they have been doing bad, where they haven't been doing good at all. That's the Cowgirls.
Girls, then you lost to a bunch of women. Man, that's
Um,
alright.
When they face the Green Bay Packers at home, who's going to be laughing then? Or when, the Eagles are going to travel to Atlanta. They're going to travel to Atlanta, face or Carolina
A mediocre
or
team
New
at best.
Orleans.
Yep.
Who's gonna be laughing then? I mean, you can say, "Oh, it might be a rematch," but I mean, whoever comes in, because Seattle owns the tiebreaker, right, against us because they beat us, so they're gonna be either. All right, so it goes 5th. Well, Seattle be in 5th, so then that'll mean. Oh shit.
It will be a rematch. We could
Yeah.
possibly see a rematch 3 weeks later to a month later. We could see.
And I would love to see that rematch again.
We could
Yes,
see
yes, that would be a
'Cause guess what?
blockbuster matchup.
That was a horrendous start. First of all, Josh Huff is the biggest. I said Brian Hoyer was the biggest waste of space. I lied. Josh Huff is the biggest waste of space. I mean, yes, he caught that 50-yard pass from Sanchez, the franchise.
He's
team.
not. He's not no franchise.
I know. He's definitely not. He looked terrible.
Yeah,
But
yeah. You guys.
on a
on
on a different note, how can you let the ball drop on the opening kickoff and let Dallas recover it on the 14?
I don't know.
That's horrendous. And then, I mean, yes, he can make some plays, but he's cost us. If you think about it, he's cost us a ton of games this season. He caught, and especially on a big one was the Arizona game. He fumbled on the goal line for us to take the lead, and it gave Arizona the ball in the fourth quarter, and then they just milked the clock the whole game. He's just, I hate him.
One name, Dez Bryant.
One name, Bradley Fletcher, a.k.a. the worst corner I've ever seen.
No, that's Brandon Carr. Brandon Carr is the worst corner.
No. How can you get?
I know
beat
he's on my team. He's on my team.
Yeah, Bradley Fletcher's on my team, and yeah, he is terrible.
Yeah.
He got burned on the same play twice. I'm in the stands. I was looking down. They does scored in the touchdown. Goes throws up the edge. He's a fucking douchebag. But literally, he caught the ball. He caught the ball in the same. He got caught in the ball. I can't talk. The ball was caught in the same spot at the same time. Same throw by Tony Romo. It was a good throw. I'll give him that. Still a faggot, but it was terrible.
Fact too.
Yeah, we did. And it was a terrible coverage by Bradley Fletcher, and it was a good throw made by Romo. But at the end of the day, you're a Cowboys fan. You'll know. They will make the playoffs most likely, and when they do, the real Tony Romo will walk on that field, Steve.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
He's either going to choke like he normally
Stephen A.
does.
Stephen A. Smith, the accident waiting to happen.
He's either going to choke or
And yesterday it started to happen. You saw it. I was there. The place was going nuts. He's standing there in the pocket. He's out all that time, but then all of a sudden, he fumbles on the goal line, and then the Eagles get the ball back, and it seemed like momentum switched, but obviously it didn't. And just like that, everybody, I mean, he was due for a turnover. He's due every game for a turnover. So if they do make the playoffs, I'm going to watch every single Cowboys game in the playoffs because, I mean, it'll be funny to watch because they're not going anywhere.
So, Noah, if you are the defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, how do you stop Dez Bryant?
Superman cover him.
You can't.
Yeah, you can Superman cover Dez.
No, we're not. I don't think we're going to be able to ever stop him.
You can Superman cover him, but the thing that the Cowboys would always do in a goal line situation is run a 4 wide receiver set. That's what happened on that fade route, right?
Yes.
So you can't double cover someone. Well, you can, but you know how hard it is, because then they could just shoot it up the middle with DeMarco Murray. And that's why DeMarco Murray is such a weapon, because he sells in the defense for the run and goal line situations. And it's really hard for him to stop. I mean, in other situations, I mean, you don't always want to double cover him. I mean, he's not as good as Calvin. Calvin always gets Superman covered.
Different situation.
He's not even
Really?
close. Don't even say that. Don't even say that. No, you're a fuckboy.
No, he's definitely close. You're
Steve
He is not.
You're a piece of shit. He's a...
Stop, yo. Oh, and also, give his gut. I got it. And also, let's not forget this. I'm not using it as a complete excuse. That
Remember when he challenged? Remember when he challenged Calvin? Remember that? And then he got burnt. Remember that? I remember that.
Here,
what was that? 329 yards.
Ready? You said I saw it when you texted
Last
it.
year,
Listen,
when we had the worst defense in
329
NFL
yards is insane, Steve.
On the worst defense in NFL history.
All right, congratulations.
So-
329. They double covered them. That's 2 professional athletes on 1 professional athlete.
He was triple covered when he caught that one ball in the end zone that Stafford threw. Triple cover.
That
He
was
went
a dot, though. That was a dot by Matt Stafford.
All right, but you even said it yesterday when you saw it. That referee.
The
Those
refs.
refs were so. How can you call? How can listen? I'm not. It's not an excuse. Listen, I know. I'm not saying if there were no penalties, we wouldn't have lost.
They
But
straightened out
how
in the
can you?
second half, though.
How can you call a penalty? How can you call a penalty? The Cowboys were huddled up, right, calling their next play, and then all of a sudden you see the ref on the sideline just go. How can you throw a flag that late for a holding penalty on the defense?
That was like
that
5
late.
to 10 seconds.
They were huddled up already. They were deciding the next play, and then they look over and there's a yellow flag on the ground. Fuck, that late. That's terrible.
Yeah,
And that pushed them. And it was
terrible.
third and 9, and they had to score a touchdown, and then it was an automatic first down from the 4. That's a big play in the game. I mean, we probably would have held them to maybe a field goal, but it's a big play in the game. And then also on the last drive, we were needed to stop them. Pass interference all the way down the field took them from the 30-yard line over the 50 to the 40. What can you do? But I still think the Eagles will make the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah, I think they will.
if the Colts come out and play the starters next week, Dallas can easily lose, especially in Dallas, which for some odd reason they don't play well.
It just doesn't seem like.
I think that's all we have for this subject. I think we're running out of time.
Well, does anyone have any other comments before we go?
Dallas sucks cock.
You suck cock.
Call me
All right.
Steve Gaunt.
Fucking cock loud.
There's one more
Call me
topic.
Don Rhodes.
One more topic.
All right, so coming up next, is there trouble in Green Bay? We'll be right back. And we're back. Guys, trouble in Green Bay?
No.
Is there a...
Is there an explanation? Of course there's an explanation. That's a solid defense for the Bills,
It
and then they
is.
got a great pass rush. And you saw Stephon Gilmore before the game. He said that he was going to try to press. He was going to try to press Jordy Nelson and how to hold him, and he did exactly that. And, I mean, they held Peyton Manning, the great Peyton Manning. Not the best, but Peyton Manning to no touchdown passes. I mean, they're a legit defense, and I think Green Bay just had an off day.
But all right.
I just think they...
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. There is no problem in Green Bay at all. Just an outstanding front seven. It's hard to stop a defense like that. And Aaron Rodgers, he did have the worst, probably the worst game of his entire career. And I think they'll bounce back next week. I mean,
they got a cakewalk against Tampa Bay.
I mean, I'm not sure. I'm pretty positive that there is a problem in Green Bay. Not because, well, I mean, statistically, like as I always say, they're not robots. But I mean, they have never won in Buffalo under Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So, so okay. So Steve's going out on a call right now. So it'll just be me and Dylan. We'll finish this subject off. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I think somewhere in those lines, from in between the beginning of when Green Bay was preparing for Atlanta to when Green Bay faced Buffalo, there was a problem. So I don't know. You can argue against it, but it's hard. All right,
They're fine.
they're fine.
And we're back. And you could say, oh, this topic right here, man, people are going to be talking about this one for a while. As of right now, who are your top 5 MVP candidates? Mike, we're not going to start with you. We're going to start with Noah because you're a bitch boy.
At least I don't like the Cowboys. But
17-game win streak, lead it off.
17-game win streak. Steph Curry. Steph Curry at number 1.
I agree.
LeBron James at number 2.
This is in order.
In order.
In order. And at number 3, John Wall.
Nigga!
Let him go. Let him roll.
Number 4, DeMarcus Cousins.
He's not even playing, dumbass. No, that's a dumbass comment. He's not playing. Boy, he is not
Let's go.
an MVP
Let's let him
player.
finish.
1 second.
And Anthony Davis.
He is no. DeMarcus Cousins. All right,
That's a good order. That's a good
First
order.
to start. John Wall. No.
Listen. John Wall is
Nick
playing.
Young.
No. John Wall is
He's
playing.
unguardable. He's unguardable.
John Wall is playing great basketball right now. That's all I got.
All right. Since you disagree with my opinion,
What's yours?
what's yours,
All right.
Mr.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, Russell,
Serge
Serge
Ibaka,
Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins.
and Jeremy Lin.
All right. To start here,
Is this in order or no?
this is in order.
Mine wasn't in order. It was just.
All right now, and at number 1, Steph Curry, who's leading the
With the shot, boy.
16-game win streak.
17-game win streak.
All right, let's go.
All right,
Keep
all
going.
right. Number 2, Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, he has been tremendous this year. I think he could possibly beat out Steph Curry, and I think everyone here can agree with that.
Damn.
Yeah,
Keep going.
it's number 3. Number 3, it's
Speak a little loud.
there's for number 3. It's just there's a lot of players that can win this one. I think number 3 is James Harden of the Houston Rockets. James Harden.
Stepped up defensively.
Yeah, he is. He is really stepping up defensively. He is leading this team without their big man, Dwight Howard. And this team's winning. Number 4, I'm going to say Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, he's stepped up. He's done better than last year.
All right, keep going.
Yeah, he's Blake Griffin. Number 5. Griffin, number 5.
Yeah, I'm ready for number 5.
LeBron James. LeBron James is number 5 on this list. They're starting to pick it up now. The Cavaliers are now getting the hang of it. They're getting on their groove. People were saying earlier this week that, or earlier last week, that LeBron might be losing a step with out versus Oklahoma City, and his minutes starting to be lowered. So,
What do you think, Mike?
what do you think?
Number 1.
Well, I don't care
In
what you have
order.
to say, Dylan. You're up.
Shut your
Yeah.
fucking mouth.
All
Shut
right.
your fucking mouth. Number 1. LeBron James. I'm going to have to give it to LeBron. Number 1.
King James.
He's going to start. He's going to pick it up like you said. He's going to be playing really well. Definitely going to make the playoffs. Cleveland's a great team. They just need to get some chemistry going,
Yeah, more chemistry. I think you can obviously see that the chemistry is starting to grow as the season progresses.
Right.
Credit to David Black.
Right.
Yeah, and David Black, he's really been the problem with this team.
All right.
More than the players.
Number 2, Steph Curry.
Shot boy.
Yep, he's a great shooter. He's a great team player, great point guard, and
Yeah,
he's got a
probably
great
the
team
type
too. Their team's been playing really well. Number 3, Anthony Davis. He's a great big man. His defense is great. I don't know what else.
Better than Serge.
And Serge. Number 4, Blake Griffin. He's a great power forward, great player. And my last one. Why don't you take a guess, Steve? Why don't you take a guess, Steve?
Kobe Bryant.
Carmelo Anthony, number 5. That's what I'm saying.
For that
That's what I'm
shit
saying.
ass team.
That's what I'm saying.
For that shitty ass
That's what I'm
team.
saying.
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony.
All right, I got this.
Carmelo.
All right, now here. Hold on,
No.
here. Don't be throwing pens. I just gotta. How?
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 How? The team doesn't even have
The
5
team
wins.
is terrible.
He is a
All
great
right,
player.
you have
I'm not denying that.
you have the
Great
76ers, and then just above them are the Knicks.
And then you got Oklahoma's shit Thunder.
We're not talking about that.
I'm
We're
just
talking-
saying.
Right?
He's gonna
Carmelo Anthony, though. Wow.
He's a great player.
I know
He's a
that.
scorer. He can lead the team.
But then he got put up against another player that was on your list, LeBron James, and got shut down in
Okay.
9 games.
It's LeBron James.
So I'm just saying, if he was a great player, he could put up points. All right, now you want it? All right. mine's not in order because I don't know how I want to put it in order yet, but obviously it sounds like a broken record. Anthony Davis, great defensive player, can put up points, triple-double machine. Kobe Bryant, obviously, in my opinion, only one here to have him on the list, but leading the league in scoring, and I know the Lakers aren't that good, but he's still having a good year, especially this late in his career. Steph Curry, again, obviously.
Shot boy.
He's a beast. I think he'll end up winning it at the end. I think Davis will slow down a little bit, but he's a great player. And
I think completely the opposite.
And then,
completely the opposite.
And then,
Anthony Davis will step up more, and Steph Curry may slow down a bit with the help of Draymond Green, Klay Thompson,
that's your opinion.
Andrew Bogut,
And then,
and
Wait a
Space.
second. Last episode. Draymond Green. I thought he was outstanding. 13.5 points a game. Didn't you say that?
Yeah, I did. He's
outstanding. So,
And then
with the help of them, Steph Curry and those boys, how are they going to slow down? How is Steph Curry going to slow down with that team?
As the role of him, it's not gonna. I'm not saying he's not gonna be the main guy. He will always be the main guy for that team. But more players on that team is stepping up on that team.
Can I finish my list now?
Yeah, you can finish.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on. No,
Right.
I'm not done. Steph Curry, his numbers are going to drop a little bit. You'll
It's your
see it.
opinion.
You'll see it over a period. Don't be surprised if his numbers drop.
It's your opinion.
And then Anthony Davis. Now they're starting to realize that he is more of the guy than some would say Drew Holiday or even Tyreek Evans, which I don't know how you think he's the main guy. But, all right, now you can finish your
And-
list.
I mean, come on. LeBron James. LeBron and those boys, Stephen A. Smith, he's a beast. I mean, I like Skip Bayless, actually. He said this himself. He said that if LeBron is the best passer in the whole entire league, he can make outstanding passes, and he's just a great overall player. And then number 5,
Here, I'll take a guess.
you're gonna have to take a guess.
Wait, you said James Harden.
No,
Oh,
Well, you
James
only
Harden.
said
No.
4.
I've given you 4. That's my last one.
James
No,
Harden.
No.
Yeah,
You
I'm guessing
said,
James Harden.
you said Kobe, LeBron, Steph Curry.
And Anthony Davis.
There's one more. And this guy, none of you here will agree with me. None.
I
Wait,
know I
give me a
won't.
team. Give me
I
his
know
team.
I
Give me his
won't.
team.
Philadelphia 76ers.
KJ McDaniels.
None of you are going to agree with me, but I think Tony Roden.
Fuck out.
No.
Crap out. Crap out.
No.
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 He's not.
Tony Roden.
No.
I'm not.
Was scrap?
Yeah, you want to scrap? No,
What?
listen. But listen. Just listen.
Scrap?
Just listen. Tony Roden was playing great basketball for the Sixers. Yeah, of course they came out on the losing side because of the Sixers, obviously. They're an awful team. I can't even stand to watch them. But he was playing great basketball. He's a good passer. He's a solid defender. He can shoot the rock. He can finish in the lane. He's a good overall player. And in all reality, he's not going to win the MVP. Obviously, it's Tony Roden. He's not. It's also a popularity contest, like most things in the NBA are. Obviously, it was somewhat of a joke, but he is playing good basketball. I know now he's hurt, but I think he's playing great basketball. But then on a serious note, James Harden, he's playing good ball too. I mean, with the Rockets and without Dwight Howard still winning games, I think he's having a good season. So, yeah.
I have one thing to say right now.
What's that?
You're a fucking dumbass.
I was kidding. I just said I was joking, yo. James
All right,
Harden.
you
James
better be. You better be.
He was playing good basketball though. Can't lie.
Yeah.
Can't lie. Not
Alright.
MVP basketball though.
All right. So, out of all the topics that we've talked about, any last words for any topic right now?
Yes.
Johnny
Hashtag
Manziel's a fuckboy.
Hail Manziel.
No.
Johnny
Hail him.
Manziel's a fuckboy. Cowgirls suck. John Wall for
I agree with
MVP.
I don't agree with that. I agree with 2 of those things.
Kobe Bryant, greatest player of all time.
Thank you.
All right.
Mike?
Money Manziel, bald ass bitch, Brian Hoyer. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Kobe, not the best of all time. Great player though. Great player.
I can definitely agree with that.
Once in a
All right,
lifetime.
and my last thing.
That's true.
My last thing, same question as we started that topic. How about them Cowboys? And also Brian.
They're a bunch of fuckboys.
Brian Hoyer
Change your name to Dallas
will get
Fuckboys.
another chance
Dallas Marcos.
with
Dallas
another
Marcos.
team at the starting job. He will.
No, he won't.
Marco Murray kind
and
of looks like Barney.
Steph Curry, number one on my MVP list. There's no trouble in Green Bay. Green Bay is just fine.
Same, I agree.
And all right, so thank you.
And wait,
guys.
last thing.
Thank the
Last thing. Sid's a fuckboy.
Wait.
Sid's
He
a
didn't
fuck
turn it
boy.
Wait. No.
No. We cut it out.
We
We'll
cut it out.
We'll cut it out. All right, here.
Be sure to like and subscribe our channel. Hope you enjoy it, and thank you.
Here, stop.
Girl, you just did it. I get it, man. Fuck all that talking, take shots to the kidney. Down payment on a
Money
Jaguar.
Manziel.
Hey man, that's our show. Too soon because that video coming up soon, man. Let's go.
Shout out to Bitch Boy Sid, Fuck Boy Don, and Bitch Ass Sean Nadrowski. That means you.
Malger.
And Glansky, you're a cunt. Alright.
Are you those hyper dogs?
No, they're Kobe's.